Okay, I have a question I want to ask. Can you call something a literature review when there is no review component in it? If I rephrase, can I call something a literature review when there's no review being done? It doesn't make sense, right? When you call it, oh, this is my literature review, but I don't do any review. To put in context, right? Today we have the final year project presentation by the students, and as usual, as the lecturer, we are assigned to examine some of the students, right? And what frustrates me the most, again and again every semester, is that something, because in final year project 1, normally the student will present, part of it is literature review. But what frustrated me, what is frustrating, is that there's no review being done. It's okay. Some of the students don't even understand when I made that comment. What do you mean, right? Because they don't even understand what the literature review means, right? So to them, oh, it's literature, so you put some literature there, right? So they don't even think review means what, right? To them, it's just the title of a chapter where you have to put something in that chapter. So I'll just put something, and then the title. Why is the title like that? Because the format says it should be literature review, right? So they do not think of the purpose of that chapter, etc. So that's another thing that is frustrating. Okay, and when I make that comment, right? So some students do not even understand, right? What do you mean? What do you want me to do, right? So I think perhaps it's easier for me to relate to things that most people can relate to, right? If you read a review of a university, right? You want to enter either this university or that university, and there's someone doing the review of the universities, and what the article just do is just, okay, it is located here, it have it teach this, etc., right? And then it stops there. Can you consider that as a review when it just lists certain information, right? Or in other case, for example, you read a review of a book or a movie, right? And then when you read, it just state, okay, the director is this guy, the story is about this and this and this, and the actor and actresses that plays the role is this and this and this. Stop. Is that a movie review? This book have so many pages, the title is this, the author is this. Is that a review of the book? I read a review about this phone and this phone, and then I read, it says, okay, the size is this one, the specification is this one, the size is this one, the specification is this one, the color is this one, the color is this one. Is that a review? I would expect some comment, right? When I say it is a review, so which one should I choose? Is it this better or this better, right? Which one is more, I don't know, value for money, right? Oh, maybe this one, because of the functionality, you should go for this one. Or this one is is a bit pricier, this one is cheaper, but if you want certain function, you go with this one, otherwise just go with this one. Any sort of review will at least we'll call that a review, right? This university is better because blah blah blah. This university, do not go there because blah blah blah. That's a review. That's some kind of review, right? So when you go back to the literature review, when you do just compile certain information from various literature, you shouldn't call that literature review. You should call that literature compilation, right? Because you compile some things. Literature review, you should have, okay, based on this, we can see that there's a gap there. For example, normally the higher level of research, you have to find a research gap or gap of information, etc., right? Or of course, for final year project, we do not expect to that level. At least some type of review. Oh, this guy have done this method in the US. I want to try that method in our country. Will it work? At least something like this. If you just mention information from literature, I would not call that a literature review. You can put the title, some information from various random literature, right? You can put it. Okay, the worst case of the student is not literature. It's not literature review, of course. It's not even literature compilation. It's basically literature copy and paste. That's the worst. That's the worst. That's the worst. So I do not know when I want to evaluate, I do not know what marks should I give, right? Because if you call it literature review, but you just do some literature compilation, maybe I'll give 2, 3 the most, I guess. That's being generous. But if it's actually a literature copy and paste, maybe I'll give 0, right? Or maybe 0.5, because at least they have an effort to copy and paste. But that's the most that they deserve, right? So that's my thought. That's my personal thought. I'm not giving okay, this video, to put in perspective, this video is just a rant video. This is not a professional advice or anything, right? But if you are a student, please understand what you should be doing and what you are doing, right? So and if you do not understand, ask. Simple as that, right? So that's the basic requirement of a student, I would say, right? So if you are Muslim, right, you can just take an example from the Sahaba when they listen Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam recite something new, right? For example, after one khutbah, Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta, until the end, and the Sahaba said, what did you just recite? Is it only for you, or we should also practice it? What is the benefit, etc.? So when you do not know something, the Sahaba showed that you should ask, and Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam provide the answer. If you want to know that specific answer, you can go to the hadith, or we will do another video on that. But on this part, I just want to this video to be short. This is not, so I think it is frustrating when one is, because what they do is not how to say, not tally with the term that they use, right? So you, as if you are claiming doing something when you clearly do not do that. Second, you don't even have the, I don't know, curiosity or discipline to ask what this should be about, right? Maybe I'll do a more proper video, I guess, for future students that will take FYP, what they should have in mind when they start their FYP, because when this happens, it's already in the presentation phase, and to just, yeah, the best thing, because even if I advise, oh, you should be doing this and this, it's already too late at the end of the semester, unless I want to make him repeat and he will start over next semester from the beginning. But anyway, that's my rant. Just to let it out from my system, because it's frustrating to see something going on every semester, every single semester. It always is the same problem, which should be so avoidable if you just have the interest to understand what you should be doing. Alright, so that's it for this video. What is your thought? If you are a student, what are your thoughts? Do you agree with what I say? If what I say doesn't make sense or something, I would like to hear some feedback. If you are a lecturer, do you face the same thing, or only coincidentally only all the students that I evaluate always turn out to be those who do that, right? So I don't know, perhaps that is the case. We'll end the video here. See you next time.